just a recreation of the opening presentation, the introduction to the Cell Mobile aspect of the project, if you happen to be absent or if your section hasn't seen this yet. So the Cell Mobile. So keep in mind, here's our overriding task. What you're trying to do here is to capture some key characteristic of your cell and then represent it symbolically or directly, but build something that is a representation. It shows, it represents some important characteristic of your cell. And really, actually, it didn't even have to be some important characteristic of your cell. It can be what you think is most important of your cell, or something very unique about your cell that you want others to want to learn more about. Characterization is a term that we kind of use over and over in this unit. So in this section here. So we'll just kind of explain that really quickly. It just simply means to, take something that might not have a real easy way to grasp, or at least a direct way to grasp. For instance, spinach. Spinach has a lot of great nutritional value. And if you can and try to sell spinach, you might want to play that up. Like, what are the benefits of eating spinach? Well, it's got a lot of iron in it. It's got a lot of probably other vitamins. It's really good for you. So the idea was that they would create a character, Popeye, who when he got in a bit of a jam, he or his friends needed some help, he would eat a can of spinach and then would develop kind of superhuman strength. Again, overemphasizing the benefits of eating spinach, but it's a pretty good example of characterization. So you take a property of something and then characterize it, give it maybe some personification, something symbolic, but essentially what it does is makes it easier to grasp that idea or that really important characteristic. We're going to base the work itself, we hope your work will be inspired, we hope, by the work of an artist named Alexander Calder III. He lived last century. He came from a family of artists, and he's kind of generally credited with being the first to use what you would call a mobile, or mobile, however you like to pronounce it, as a piece of art. So you can see here, he came up with an idea maybe to create something that symbolically looked like a fish, and then he filled the body of the fish with lots of recycled bits of broken glass and pottery, and you can see some gears and some other things in there. But the big thing that you need to notice and keep in mind when you're designing your mobile, all the pieces, 90% of the pieces are free to move. And that's really, if we were to mark this part of the project, which we're not, but if we were to mark it, that would be a key part of the rubric. Do parts of the mobile move? This is a little bit more of a classical piece of his work, a mobile that is made of some very kind of clean shapes, very esoteric. The colors are very vibrant and contrasting. The thing to know as well, this is really quite large, and these pieces are made out of metal. It's got a lot of mass. It's quite heavy. And if you think about this one line coming down, attaching here, this piece attaching to this one here, and this one here, and so on, and then all offset by this metal sphere, that took a lot of planning, a lot of work ahead of time. I'm sure he built a number of prototypes before he cut out these final pieces and then put it together. Again, just something here that's got a little bit more kind of like a linearity to it. You can see he kind of extended the piece by using these long arms that are, again, put together in such a way that this thing doesn't collapse. It hangs free. And that's an important idea that you need to keep in mind. Not all these pieces hung from the ceiling. Some were on pedestals, were placed on the floor. If you have an idea for doing something similar, let us know, and we'll try to help you out with that. Maybe there's a way we can do the same this year. We haven't had anyone do that yet, but maybe this is the year that someone creates a mobile that is actually on the floor somehow. Can't remember where I put this slide in. It's a drawing that he made, obviously. And this is what we're going to do in class to get you all started on your design work next time we meet. All right, thank you, and have a great day.